younger kid, I had always heard the stories when fishing on the river, you don't want to be behind the Duranglers boys. You see them at the put-in, you might as well just slow the boat down and put in another 30 minutes later because they're going to catch all the fish in front of you.
They have arguably more fishing experience than anybody I've ever met.
They're iconic people that rank right up there with all of the big fly shop owners and fishermen.
Their influence was immediate. It didn't take time. There was no competition.
They actually helped foster some of the youngest brands in the industry.
They were the first ones to really turn this town into a fly fishing mecca and community.
When you look at it from my perspective, owning a fly shop for 20 years and thinking about 40 years and doing it from way back then and still being around today and still kicking ass today, that's something to be said.
And they got in this game for all the right reasons. They were passionate fly fishermen. They wanted to make a difference. They wanted to pioneer. And they did all of the above.
You want a chair?
Gonna pull out a vintage rod here today.
Me too.
Look at these two rod tubes for two-piece rods.
Vintage.
That one's more vintage than this one.
This rod I built when I used to build all the rods. It's a 379 LL.
Yeah, that is a classic.
I first met Tom and John at their little tiny humble store down about 14 stairs in a very small basement. I was very blown away that every single fly in that store was hand-tied by them, and all 6 fly rods on the wall were hand-tied by them. They're fantastic. They wrapped their own rods, tied their own flies.
We took 6 months and we traveled the entire state of Colorado with a giant loop. Started over there on the east side, went up Colorado Springs, ran a steamboat back down, Montrose, all the center part of the state. Ended up kind of in Durango. And Tom's like, you know, it's really cool up there. I was like, cool. You know, I fished the San Juan with my dad up below Navajo Dam in 1969. I said, and that's just like an hour south.
They'd started doing their research of where the fly fish shops were. In Durango, there was nothing here. The fly fishing, I should say, was very unheard of in this area when they first started.
No competition, nobody here, so we did it. So we opened our doors December 10, 1983.
John Flick and Tom Knopick make a living tying flies and showing folks where and how to fish. And Durango is a great place to do it.
Boy, look at that. Gave you a good fight, too.
We were long on time, short on cash, and John was very good at building rods, buying blanks and putting the cork on them and building them up. We didn't buy flies from manufacturers. You know, we tied every fly ourselves. We'd have people come into the shop, you know, say, oh, I need some size 16 yellow humpies. You look in the bin, there are none. What's it like? Okay, give me 15 minutes and we'll tie you up some. Preparing to open the shop, one of us would stay home and tie flies for inventory, and the other would go out and explore. When we first opened, it was a two-man show. You know, it was John and myself. If somebody came in or called and said, do you provide fly fishing guides? We would say, yes, we sure do.
Nice cast. Looks like a brown and maybe a cutthroat. That's good, that's good.
I got a big one here finally. Nice fish.
Really in good shape.
If you need a hand, just let me know.
21 3/4.
Woo! Send him back home.
I don't think that we had any real vision on what it might become or plan when we first opened. We didn't know where it was all going to go.
Tom and John and Duranglers as a whole has an influence that spans really the Rocky Mountains, but also as far as the East and West Coast, as far as their influence in this industry.
The reps and the manufacturers were slightly intimidated by the Duranglers because they are very educated people. But as the companies became knowledgeable and understood who the Duranglers were, the presidents of the companies started to become friends with them because their information and passion was real. And they knew they were the driving force of Southern Colorado, maybe all of Colorado. There was not a meeting that I went to after 2 or 3 years of working with the Duranglers where their name wasn't brought up, because they were that passionate about the sport and that passionate about the brands. And they tried to improve products constantly by giving me valuable input that got to the designers.
Because of the red. I am one who have always been shocked with how much Tom and John have had a voice in rods and reels and packs and outerwear and waders and gear and everything kind of throughout the industry. Like, their opinion holds weight.
This is San Juan River. It's early morning. We got some rising fish in a real shallow, calm area. Here is the master of the San Juan.
When the Duranglers started fishing the San Juan River, they fished it with dry flies.
Okay, here we are again. There's fish on a dry fly. I barely had a chance to tie another fly on, and here we have another trout.
That is one of the nicest browns I've ever caught. He'd be 19, what do you think?
Looks like to me.
As they succeeded, more and more guide services started. They didn't have Tom and John's or their guide skill set in dry fly fishing, and they started going to what I call the worm dunkers, amalgamated. They're fishing 2 nymphs, tiny stuff now, with a giant bobber. And that's how most people fish the San Juan today. But if you get into the weeds, get into the backwaters with any of the Duranglers guides, they're going to be tying a dry fly on for you, and you're going to maybe catch the biggest fish of your life on a dry fly.
There's some water just down on this right bank that we can fish that's pretty solid.
You know, we're sitting in a fly shop. We have guys come in all the time, say they fish for 40 years, and they're still bad at it. Those guys are not bad at it. They're extra good at it. If you've seen a river every day or every season, you know, for 20 or 30 years, you know everything that goes on there. Anytime anything's unusual, you got some little ace up your sleeve by this time. That's owed to, you know, 40, 50 years of doing it and doing it well.
Come on, little brother.
I don't know of anybody that would have any greater knowledge, especially in the trout fishing. They know how to catch fish, and they instill a lot of knowledge and a lot of expertise and wisdom to their clients, and they do it the right way.
I just think that Duranglers has an influence in lodges across the country, from Tom and John starting to host trips as early adopters before it was common for the general fishing population to do destination travel.
3 p.m. Costa Rica. We heard there's a good afternoon bite, so we're going for it. Go.
Get him, stick him.
Tom and John were down in Costa Rica competing in billfish tournaments on the fly. They were in Argentina and Bolivia hiking around for golden dorados. They were flying to the middle of the ocean and fishing on Christmas Island.
The lodge that we fished out of was called Babine Nor Lakes. It's on the Babine River, famous Steelhead River, and they fished with Cleos. It was a lure. So when we went out there, we said, you know, we really like to fly fish. And Pierce said, you're not going to do any good fly fishing here. Of course, I knew John and Tom, and I knew they knew that fly fishing was the way to go.
Across the river and through this blizzard here is Mr. John Flick with a fish.
On a bubblehead in his snowstorm.
Bubblehead?
A bubble.
For all you assholes out there that don't think steelhead can be caught on a dry line.
So we fly fished and caught some fish. He was convinced that that was the way to fish that river, get away from all the hardware, And within 2 years, it was a fly fishing only camp.
To somebody with my experience, they have been everywhere. They've done everything. And in most places that you go, if there's somebody that's been around for long enough, they've heard of Tom and John and they know who Tom and John are. They might not know them personally, but they have a legacy.
It happens now and then where somebody will walk in the door and, say, I haven't been to Durango in 26 years, but I wanted to come in and let you know that doing a guided fly fishing trip with Duranglers changed my life. I think for John and I both, a lot of these people have become, very good customers, but they've also become really good friends. That's, I think, in a lot of ways, one of the things that's most gratifying. Fly fishing brings a lot of great people, and it's brought a lot of great people to us that we've been able to share fly fishing with.
Well, you got the land, buddy. You got the land.
All right.
Woo!
Tom landed that fish. I hooked that one up on a dry.
On Joel's special tie.
Yeah, my own tie.
Oh, we got a fucking toad.
Boy, that's one big cutthroat.
Nice finish, John.
What do you say, Captain?
That's what we were looking for, birthday fish.
Yes, sir.
Beetle here has got the biggest dolly in the whole babbing.
He's a kahuna.
They really got me into a world of fly fishing. Back in the day, you start with, I want to catch a steelhead, or I want to catch a trout, and then you want to catch a lot of them, and then you want to catch a big one, and we all have goals. And now I just want to be on the river with my friends, fish the way I want to fish, maybe dry fly as opposed to nymphs, because I don't care about catching the fish anymore. It's nice to catch one once in a while. It's just, I enjoy seeing my good friends catch fish and be on the water with them.
John and Tom were totally dedicated to the sport. And there's lots of people guiding, a lot of outfits guiding and stuff, but it's just not the same. That's why I left where I was to come here, because I knew these guys were a level above the rest of the crew. And nationwide, I don't think anyone would really disagree with it in the run that we've had, for 40-something years.
I'm still here because the loyalty that not only John and Tom show to us as the fishing guides, but really to everyone and the entire staff.
Over the years, I've learned so much from Tom and John. I mean, not only just places to fish, but new ways to look at fishing, new ways to approach the river, teaching me not only how to be proficient in fishing our local rivers, but also how to more effectively target different flat species and take some of my freshwater knowledge into targeting saltwater game species and really kind of elevating my fishing to the next level.
Whether we're dealing with our customers or we're dealing with shop employees, guides, we want them obviously to do the best job they possibly can for our customers. And we also want to empower them to become better themselves. We want to help them become the best they can be.
Our business wouldn't have lasted this long without our guides, our staff, Tom and I's partnership, and more importantly, as importantly, is our bookkeeper and office manager, who's my wife. I can't praise her enough. I can't praise the people that have stayed with us enough. I mean, you look at the Mark Englers and the Spencer Schreibers and the guys that have been with us for 20, 30 years. I mean, they didn't have to do that, right? They could have gone out on their own, but they stuck with Tom and John and Duranglers. It's got an S on the end of it, and it's a team, and always has been a team.
Hopefully, at some point, John and I are, 68 years old now. We still love being here and we still love what we're doing, but we're not going to be here all that much longer. And hopefully we can, find, people or a person, that has the same passion we do, for the sport, passion for the business, passion for the people we work with, and can take that legacy forward, and hopefully even better.
They might be moved out a little bit closer.
In order to carry on the Duranglers' legacy, truly have to run the business and operate as Tom and John have done for years, which to me is a business that's operated with integrity. And Tom and John, one thing that's very admirable about them is the fact that they do everything by the book. In order to keep people happy for 40 years, both legally and your customers, you got to be doing things right. So ultimately trying to maintain the integrity that they have ingrained in the business and treating our customers well, and ultimately being there as a resource for our local customers and for people who want to learn about fishing.
Hopefully, 25 years from now, people are still coming, and there's a place called Duranglers, and Duranglers is teaching people and showing people and helping people fly fish.
That all. Finish off your head with a good head, and then whip finish it. Very simple, yet very effective.
Bueno. Well, we made it finally.
Bill, that was a fighting piece of moss.
No fucking mercy. A handy casting technique for fishing the Animas River and other streams is the roll cast. By working on your roll cast, you can learn to present a fly in areas where a back cast isn't possible.